Yes, you read the title correctly. I spent way too much on figures this week. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 6 Scale Stuff. Today we'll be taking a look at a bunch of different figures announcements, and yeah, I bought too many of them. I will admit, I spent quite a bit this week, and yeah, you'll see why. I do think a lot of these figures are actually pretty cool. It's Wolverine, the Spider-Man, and then actually when I was looking for topics for this video to make sure I didn't miss anything, I found this low-res picture right here. It's up for pre-order. It is Patch from Deadpool Wolverine. He has a different name, but we'll get there when we get there. Don't want to do some spoilers yet. If you enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more 6 Scale content. Also, comment down below what you think of any of today's topics, and stay tuned till the end of the video for some channel announcements as well. Now let's get this video started. First up here, I wanted to talk about this Barbossa figure that, yes, I spent money on. It looks amazing. This is the deluxe version of the figure. It's by a company called Ekuaz. Right here you can see Ekuaz by Echo Design. Yeah, just follow my little laser pointer around. This deluxe version looks really cool. You can see he has a rooted beard. If you pre-order, you actually get this little monkey here. Just looking at these images, Barbossa looks amazing. Yeah, this is just my opinion, but I am getting the Jack Sparrow, and this is a necessary companion piece. I am really hoping either this company or someone gives us a really nice looking Will and Elizabeth, because those are the other two characters I feel like I need. I do want Davy Jones, but other than that, yeah, I don't know who else we would really need. Definitely let me know if there's other characters you want from Pirates of the Caribbean. And yeah, let's look at some more pictures. Here you can see a layout of everything the figure comes with, along with the figure himself. And it's kind of funny, this picture up here. It reminds me of that that one meme where the guy's like kind of yelling in the mountains, if you know what I'm talking about. This is what it reminds me of. If I could just imagine him just opening his mouth and just playing that angelic tune. But yeah, so you can see he comes with all these little accessories over here. He's got his torch, his sword, his pistols, Jack, which, well, we'll look at some more pictures of him. He doesn't look incredible, but you know, you have to get the monkey if you get Barbossa. Bunch of hands. You have his curse medallion that from the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Of course, it turned them all to skeletons. You have his poison apple he tries to give Elizabeth, and then the hat right here. And it does actually say here it's a metal sword. They have like PVC hands, metal coin, metal necklace. So it kind of mentions the material, so I am looking forward to this. The hat seems to be PVC, so it's not really going to be like foldable, if you know what I mean. Kind of a little softer. Seems like it's just going to be a plastic hat. But I am excited that it looks like we're going to get die-cast metal components with this figure. And moving on, you can see here we have a close-up of Barbossa. I put a picture of him from the movie. Just, yeah, I know I have low-res images. Just don't judge me too harshly. But this is the best picture I could find where he's kind of in a similar-looking stance, or has a similar-looking head position. So you can see here, he's kind of looking off here. You can see that rooted hair, which in my opinion looks amazing. See his beard here. So I haven't seen too many rooted beards as of yet. You can let me know if you've seen some others in the comments down below. There is another figure that kind of has it. We'll be talking about in this video. But this beard looks so good. Yeah, this company, I don't know too much about them, but I'm taking the risk. I had to put my deposit down, make sure I can get this figure whenever he comes out. Definitely stay tuned to the channel, because you know I'm gonna be doing a review, unboxing, all of that for this figure. Definitely do some posing with Jack as well. And just looking at him from the movie versus the figure, he just looks awesome. I believe it's pretty perfect. You have his scar right there. His eye color matches, even though it's hard to see right here. Don't judge. Yeah, you have his medallion on, pendant, whatever you want to call that. Ooh, maybe that's something you can criticize. The pendant looks to be riding a little high here, so I don't know. Yeah, and then, yeah, this is what I was talking about. This monkey. We needed a rooted monkey, let's be real. We needed them to do the same thing they did his hair to this monkey. It's just a plastic monkey. It looks very funny, but if you pre-order, you do get them. I think that's a cool inclusion. I feel like it's a necessary inclusion, actually. And monkey looks nice, but definitely could have been improved a little bit. And let's look at some close-ups of his outfit. You can see his necklace right here. You can see all the buckles on his belt. You see all the buttons right here as well. My assumption is that these are just going to be PVC or something. I doubt they're going to do real metal or anything like that. It does look very good though. And also, I should probably mention, this is a prototype, and he's called Pirate King of the Inner Sea because this is a third-party figure. And let's speed run through these close-ups of the accessories. You have his hat, you have his torch right here, you have his sword, which looks pretty nice. You have, the monkey. Monkey with movable head, yeah. I know that's Jack, but yeah, could look a little bit better. Just looks kind of funny. And he has 2 pistols, which the detail looks a little blurry. I'll have to see how it looks when it actually comes out. It could just be the images, but it looks a little off here. I do appreciate that they put all this effort into adding all the detail in there. You have all his hands. I believe these are all the hands you need. There could be some extras that you desire. They do look very nasty though. Like, look at this fingernail. It's all cracked and ugh, look at those fingernails. It's actually, that's interesting. This one's cracked, and then this same nail here and here isn't. So I guess he just, he just cracked this one, and then the other day he just swapped out nails or something. Who knows? These hands also look very nasty. You have some like dark pieces and all. Ugh. We're definitely gonna look at those up close when the figure comes in. And just a few more little poses of the figure. You can pause, take a look if you want. And next, I'm excited for this Age of Apocolypse Wolverine. I know a lot of people don't really want this, but that's even better for me because I really want this. And the main reason I want this is because I actually want to do some swap out head sculpts with the yellow suit Wolverine when he comes in. Just looking right here, you can see the Artisan head sculpt. It looks very nice. And this is the other rooted beard I was talking about. And you can see he has seamless shoulders, seamless forearms. And of course, you can kind of see the wrist peg there, but this side doesn't have a wrist peg. I don't know why, but yeah. For some reason they just didn't give him a wrist peg over here. And of course, that was a joke. I think Cyclops blew his hand off, something like that. If you know more about the story of Age of Apocolypse, let me know in the comments. I'll admit, I don't know a ton. I just know a little bit about it from back when I used to look at like comics and learn kind of about them on YouTube and everything like that. But looking here at the image with all the accessories, you can see he has rolling eyes, which is pretty standard nowadays. He has wool hair implantation, which looks very cool. It's like a lion's mane. I do like how kind of messy it looks. And I don't know why people aren't too excited for this. I don't think we're gonna get another Hugh Jackman kind of crazy looking head sculpt. I think it looks awesome. I really want to try it out on that yellow suit Wolverine. Just do some swaps here and there. Even though it's not going to be accurate, I just think it looks very cool. And of course, the seamless upper body and arms made of silicone. I'm guessing it's medical grade silicone, kind of like that Bane. I wasn't fortunate enough to get my hands on the Bane, but maybe in the future I'll be able to pick them up. And you see his claws that come out of the missing hand piece here. Honestly, I'll probably just be displaying him missing the hand. I don't think I'm going to be using the claws. And here you can see the claws on his standard hand. And you see he comes with a bunch of hands, and actually this little base here, this backdrop piece kind of looks like the piece that came with the old Daredevil Punisher from the Netflix show back in the day. So it's probably reused from that, but I appreciate it comes with it. Looking at the head sculpt here, yes, it's my signature low resolution image of the character from the movie. And yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. It looks pretty much like it. The hair might be a little crazier here on the right, but with Artisan, you can just mess this hair up a lot, so you can definitely achieve that if that's what you're going for. The suit looks very accurate. The forearms, I don't see any seams on his arms here, so I think we're good that they didn't include them on the figure. And moving on, let's just look at a few more images of him posing. This looks so cool. I won't be displaying the claws out on this side, I don't think, unless it looks awesome when the figure arrives and I just have to. But I do really like the claws come out of this kind of grasping, gripping hand here. Especially here on the right, it just looks very nice and kind of suits the vibe of this character very well. And over here you can see he's actually resting on a wall. We, of course, don't get this wall. Looks like Hot Toys decided to knock it down when they actually ship it out to us. And now let's rapidly go through the features of the figure. Of course, the rolling eyes, which are pretty necessary nowadays. I think almost all Hot Toys have them, unless, of course, it's a blind character. I know Daredevil doesn't have it, so makes sense. And the upper body, that looks so nice. I love the vein that's going through it. And then you can see all the muscle, and it just looks so good. I know this is probably reused from the shirtless Wolverine they're making. And then I'm not sure what the outfit's going to be made out of. Probably not pleather. It's probably going to be kind of a little bit sculpted on there. I'm hoping, at least. They better not give us pleather with this, especially because this is probably a character they're never going to make again. Or at least variant they're never going to make again. But I could definitely see them one day deciding to make this yellow with some blue in there if they want to kind of give us a little color variant. I know they've done that before. And of course, the interchangeable clawed hands and arm armors. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to really be using this version of that arm. I kind of like just seeing it missing. And over here, I really like how this hand looks. There's just something about this kind of gripping hand with the claws coming out. It just looks so cool. And of course, I'd include the images of him fighting Deadpool. I do have Deadpool. I'm sure you've probably seen that on my channel already. So whenever I come out with that review, I'll probably do some additional videos and even probably some posing in the video of him and Deadpool. Like either also comparing them or also just having them fight like this, because this looks super cool. I'm not sure if his claws came out of his missing hand here in the movie. Let me know in the comments if you remember. I honestly don't remember if they came out or not. And I just kind of put these pics in here because you can see he's 12.2 inches tall. He's just flying over here. I wouldn't expect your figure to fly when he comes, but it's kind of cool when they do little Photoshop images like this. And once again, we just see everything the figure comes with. Alright, so moving on. This one was actually a surprise to me. When I was setting up, getting ready to make this video, I decided to make sure there wasn't any big announcements that I was missing. So I did stumble upon the casino agent here, also known as Patch from Deadpool and Wolverine. This looks awesome. It's going to be, as you can see, exclusive to 300 pieces. I don't know if that's just wherever I saw the images or just in general, but it's made by Soo Soo Toys. I hear they make good figures. I actually don't own any yet, but I do have their Blind Vigilante on pre-order, which is just Daredevil from season 3 with his black suit and everything, and I'm excited for that one. So looking here, it looks very good. Pretty simple, just kind of like a suit on the figure and then his claws and everything. His claws look a little matte to me. They could be a little shinier. I don't know if you're going to be able to remove them from the hand sculpts. But moving on, you can see a close-up of the head sculpt here. It does look pretty good. I can see Hugh Jackman in there. The patch, of course, just covering his eye. It's not fabric or anything crazy like that. You can't really remove it, but this looks very good. The hair, just, yeah. I don't know what else there is to say. You can tell me what you think in the comments, but I do love this. I might pick this up, and as you saw in the title and everything, I'm spending a lot this week. I know. But, you know, got to keep the channel going, keeping reviews, and just keeping all these announcements in mind. And yeah, so looking at what he comes with, he has a little bow tie. This is the best piece, of course, that he has to come with. So you get the little bow tie and his little thingy here, you know, his little stomach cover. Those are necessaries for Wolverine. You can't have a Wolverine without those. And of course, his fancy shoes here. We see all the hands down below. Seeing the hands that they have the claws kind of already on them makes me think that they're not going to be interchangeable between the hands. But on the bright side, it looks like they include a set of each. So you get a clawed version, unclawed version, 2 open palms, or 1 for each side, I should say, and then 2 closed fists, 1 for each side, and the clawed version, which pretty good. Not really a ton of options, but honestly, if you are kind of picky, you can always just grab some of the hands from like the other Wolverine figures you have. And of course, another signature Wolverine piece. We all remember how he was in the movie, so you have to include this glass here. The liquid looks nice in it. You can see some ice. I don't know what he's drinking exactly, but I'm glad it's included. And a simple little white base here. This usually Soo Soo Toys does these kind of metal plating looking bases, and for X-Men it looks like they put the X in the middle, which that's cool. Not really the greatest base in the world, but you can always swap it out, do whatever you want with it, but it gets the job done. Let's look at some more images. You can see he looks just super cool here. This probably isn't a rolling eye, and definitely this one right here is not going to be a rolling eye, so don't expect that if you decide to pick him up. But he does look very menacing here. Just if I do decide to pick him up, I'm definitely going to have to pose him with Deadpool, just messing Deadpool up. And I know it's a lot of figures I want to get this week, but it's been a good week, and that's why I've been kind of testing this series a little bit on the channel, and now I just, have to talk about them. It's been a very good week for figures, and unfortunately, that means it's been a bad week for my wallet. Of course, we always have options to pay over time or put down deposits, so that's my justification, making all these bad spending habits. But tell me this looks bad. No, like seriously, tell me it looks bad so I don't have to pick it up. But it is limited as 300 pieces, so who knows if it's even going to be around by the time you're able to comment. And we're going to be talking about Saesee 10. It's a Star Wars figure. I'm not buying this, so my wallet is saved. Yeah, we're going to be making some jokes about this guy, because you can just look at him and he's got that face, So of course, let's start out by looking at what he comes with. The rolling eyes, of course. He's got Jedi robes. He has some, I will admit, the clone armor is cool. I do always like a little bit of Clone Wars, Star Wars stuff. I try to get as much as possible, because Clone Wars is one of my favorite shows of all time. Although I don't really remember him being in it too much, I'm glad that they do include the clone armor. Of course, he has his light up lightsaber, which we all know Hot Toys lightsabers don't glow too well, but it's always nice to include it. He has a bunch of hands right here, and then one of those kind of basic display bases. It'd be cool if he came with something from like the Chancellor's office, but that's asking too much for this guy. Yeah, so this is the image I wanted to show here. So yeah, to me, this is what someone looks like on their like picture day. Like, this is a smile you're trying to do when you're trying to figure out what to do on picture day, and then your parents just see this as your picture and they get very disappointed that they spent money on that. But let's just kind of compare the two. So it looks pretty accurate. I mean, the coloring's a little different. I'm not sure where this image is from exactly, if it's from like the movie or if it's just kind of like a set photo of whatever the actor, like when he had all his makeup and stuff on. But the kind of horns here do look cool. They kind of look a little gooey. On the right, they look a little less gooey. The coloring is the main thing that looks a little off to me, but he just looks very, very disappointed that he's even created. So I'm glad people that want this are getting it. I know a lot of people are probably kind of roasting me right now in the comments because I like that Wolverine, and I'm kind of not really feeling Saesee Tiin here. But I will admit, he does have some cool poses you can do with some. His hands look pretty big, like he's wearing some big kind of alien gloves, although those obviously are his hands. And the clone armor is my favorite part, because just anything Clone Wars I fall in love with. So that's the thing that's kind of keeping him on my radar. I'm probably not picking him up. I didn't get other characters like Kit Fisto or Mace Windu or anything yet, because there's some other figures I want to pick up before that. So this is definitely one that's fallen on the back burner, that maybe one day if I find it pretty cheap and I'm still building my Clone Wars collection and there's no big announcements I need to spend money on, then maybe I'll pick him up. But for now, he's just not for me. He does look very cool here with Kit Fisto, of course. Both of them are rocking their Clone Wars armor, looking pretty cool actually. It kind of stinks that it's growing on me a little as I'm kind of looking at more images of him. He just, this head sculpt, he just looks very disappointed. He doesn't look very heroic or actiony, so if you do pose him, it's going to look a little odd if you have him in a cool like blocking or attacking pose, and then this is the face you have on him. And as you can see here, he just looks so disappointed in us. He just, yeah, I don't know. Someone just gave him some bad news, and he just, yeah, someone just told him that they made him. Although I will admit, I do not want to go on his bad side, because he does look like he's about to just beat me up or something. And you know, I had to add the one picture from the movie I remember of him. So this right here, if you're picking him up, just remember this right here is what you're getting. This is a dude that decided to kind of fight Palpatine, and this is the result right here. And up next, we're looking at Peter Parker Last Stand suit. Another one I'm picking up. This is another exclusive figure, limited to 1,500 units, if I'm remembering correctly on Sideshow's website. I was fortunate enough to get my hands on this. Same with that Wolverine. I know a lot of people aren't too excited about it, especially because he was a little pricier for a Spider-Man. But I am a fan of this suit. I know in the comics, I think this was the Spider-Man that actually killed, and the suit in the game looked pretty cool. This is a suit I rock sometimes in the game, although my favorite was the Superior suit, which of course is another figure I'm picking up. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, and I'm trying to get as many Spider-Mans as possible, although there's kind of too many, and it gets a little expensive, you know, as you can see by this week. But let's look at everything he comes with. He comes with this jacket, which is supposed to be a kind of more fabric material instead of actual pleather, which you can kind of see. I don't know if you can see the details too well. It looks like you can kind of see it's a fabric material, so you most likely don't have to worry about it degrading over time. But of course, once I get this in hand, I'll let you know. So of course, stay tuned to the channel whenever this figure comes out so I can do my review on him. So something a little more unique to this figure is they actually put magnets in his back. So the magnets actually hold on his pincers and the Oscorp symbiote container here. Canister, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't really remember them doing this with any other Spider-Man figure, but definitely let me know if I'm incorrect. You can see he also has swap out eye pieces here, and he comes with the upshot drone, I believe this one's called, and a cool little base right down here. Comes with a bunch of hands, of course the standard webs for the Spider-Man 2 figures. Now look at these poses here and tell me you don't want to pick up this figure. At the time of filming, I believe he's still available, but by the time you actually see this, he might not be. So definitely check, you know, go back in time once you see this video and see if you can pick him up, because look at this picture right here. He looks awesome. He's got his little drone just kind of floating here. He's got himself doing a nice little like backflip kick type thing with his pincers out. Usually I'm not a big fan of the pincers, but these ones have some nice little weathering on them, and I kind of like it, especially since the back piece has like a bunch of magnets that attach to them. So I do of course worry if the pincers here are going to dig into the suit, but who knows until I actually get it in hand, of course. And even just walking here, he looks so cool. Just, yeah, he's getting ready to just knock some people out, getting ready to, of course, if this is the one that kill someone. And he just looks so cool right here, just even just walking. Of course, it's a little Photoshop. You can see, you can't see the little wire here for the drone, and he's not really on a base, so we'll assume he's being held up by the crotch grabber, or of course his little flight pole. But this looks so good. I also really want this Oscorp symbiote canister. I have the symbiote Spider-Man, and that figure is amazing, which definitely stay tuned because we'll be talking about it at the end of this video, but I do have a review of him coming up soon on the channel. And now let's rapidly go through everything the figure comes with. And now let's rapidly go through these little promo pics here. So you can see his magnetic pincers here. They look very nicely detailed, all kind of rusty this time. You see the canister that actually also magnetically attaches to his back, and of course you can hold, swing around, throw, whatever you want to do with it. And of course it has the leather-like textured suit jacket made of elastic fabric, so you can see the detail here a little bit if you can kind of see those lines in there. It's a little hard to see, but I do believe this is going to look very good. And I think you're not going to have to worry about any peeling, or at least very bad peeling over time, but of course, time will tell. If 10 years down the road I start seeing them peel, then I'll make a video on it. So definitely remind me in 10 years to make a video on it if I start to see peeling. Then there's the two interchangeable eye pieces here. The standard open eyes and kind of semi-closed eyes here. These ones are always used for kind of more angry action moves, and these ones are kind of for general things, of course. I don't believe this suit had the kind of movable eyes in the comics or anything, so these ones might be a little more accurate. Now let's kind of look at two little announcements I made separate videos for. This Draco Malfoy here, and then Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I'm not going to talk about these too much. I made two separate videos, and the reason I did that is because I want to kind of test out this new series I want to do, 6 scale stuff. I wanted to kind of talk about some cool figure announcements, talk about stuff that's coming up on the channel, and I figured doing it this way I can kind of have a conversation with you guys and discuss these figures and have you comment what you think and just get my thoughts out there, tell you kind of what's upcoming on the channel, what I plan on getting, don't plan on getting, stuff I think that's cool, not cool, and all that. Since this is a newer series, I'm always looking to improve, so definitely check out these other two videos as well if you want to see my thoughts on Draco here and Lucy. That head sculpt is the main focus of the video, and then Lucy here, it just looks pretty cool. Then I just want to talk about this announcement real quick. I did have the pleasure of seeing Ballerina in theaters on opening weekend. It was very, very good, in of course my opinion, but I am a little biased because John Wick is my favorite franchise. I do already own John Wick from Chapter 4 and Kane from Chapter 4, so I'm definitely looking forward to adding whatever they come out with from Ballerina to my collection. But let me know what you think about the film in the comments. I thought it was amazing, but of course, everyone doesn't think the way I do. Now let's get into some channel announcements. So I actually have this Stormtrooper Cherry Blossom on its way. I am excited for this. It looks so cool when I saw it. I was not lucky enough to be able to actually go pick one up in person when it was in Japan. So I had to get in the queue on Sideshow, try to pick him up. He went pretty fast, but I was very lucky to actually get one. So expect to see this review, unboxing video, maybe some other videos with him on the channel very soon. At the time of filming this, he hasn't arrived yet, but I have a little bit of notification that he's on his way. Then the next unboxing is actually this black suit Peter Parker here from Spider-Man 2. This one is awesome. As I just mentioned, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I need every Spider-Man that's coming out, just about, unless it's kind of a little lame like that purple green suit Miles Morales that was just coming out. But this video, it's a little lengthy, I will admit, but I do love talking about Spider-Man, so definitely check that out if you also want to hear my opinions and just watch me unbox and have fun with this figure. Next, I wanted to talk about some ideas I actually had for my Clone Wars figures in my collection. Just real quick, I do own Anakin from Clone Wars, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, Ahsoka, and Rex. I'm sure you've seen them on my channel here and there. I don't own this Bo-Katan yet, but it's definitely one I want to pick up, especially because I keep seeing the 30% off on her. There are some little posing videos I want to do with these figures, so definitely stay tuned to the channel for that. And if you have more ideas that you want to see from these guys, just let me know in the comments as well. And that's everything for this video today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more 6 scale content. Also, hit like and comment your thoughts on these topics so we can have a nice little discussion in the comments. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I'm looking forward to talking to you all again. So until next time, stay 6 scale.